I don't know what's going on with my internet. I called the office.
Okay, we're live.
Okay, welcome everyone to the Corporation of the Township of Bonnechere Valley public meeting. It's Tuesday, October 7th, 2025. It's 5:18 p.m. and I'm calling this meeting to order. The applicant is Wayne Drouillard. This meeting held by council to consider the closing of a portion of an unopened road allowance in accordance with section 34 of the Municipal Act is now called to order. I need approval of the two public meeting minutes from July 5th, 2025. One was a road closure for Smith and one was for Bouchard. Can I get a moved by John, seconded by Tracy? Were there any errors or omissions? I see none. All in favor? Members are to state any pecuniary interest in the general nature thereof before items are discussed. Are there any declarations this evening? I see none. The public meeting is to stop up, close, and declare surplus to the municipality's needs and to sell all or part of the following: part of the road allowance fronting lot 789 Sebastopol Range C North in the geographic township of Sebastopol, now in the township of Bonnechere Valley. Would the clerk please report on circulation of notice?
On September 3rd, 2025, the notice was circulated to all property owners within 120 meters of the subject property. It was mailed to the agencies as required under the Planning Act. The notice was also published in the Eagle Leader and it appeared in the September 3rd, 2025 edition. A notice of meeting was also posted on the township's website.
Thank you. Would the clerk please report on any written comments received?
Today received at 4:20 p.m. hand delivered a note, a letter to whom it may concern. I, Felix Fernandez, give Kevin and Heidi Jessup permission to cross 35 Madawaska Crescent in Foymouth to get to the old road allowance.
Thank you. Do any members of the public wish to speak to the amendment? There's nobody on Zoom, yes? Just
Nope,
Ruth? Okay, excellent. Does the owner or agent for the property wish to speak to the amendment? Are there any questions or comments from members of council?
It's just a comment or just a question. If I'm on the right thing, where the hydro says they need an allowance, is that for the other
Yes.
issue? Okay. Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah, and this is good news, getting this from Felix and his
Yes.
wife. That's fantastic.
Yes.
It makes it very clean and you know, the housekeeping aspect of it is great. Merv, are you okay?
Okay,
Excellent. This therefore completes the public meeting process. Council will consider the arguments for and or against the sale of the road allowance requested for this property. The bylaw will be brought forward to council for consideration and passing when a registered survey has been completed. Any person wishing to receive written notice of the sale of the road allowance being considered at this meeting must leave their name and mailing address with the township clerk in writing. I now declare this public meeting closed and adjourned at 5:21 p.m. Does Merv have to log out in the back room?
No, we can do the public meetings under one, but he will have to for the.
Awesome. Then we are going to roll right into our 5:20 meeting. The applicants are John and Angela Raditz. Being 5:22, this meeting held by council under section 34 of the Planning Act is now called to order. I need an approval of the public meeting minutes from April 22nd, 2025 for the Markwood zoning bylaw amendment and the Raditz zoning bylaw amendment. I'll get Merv and Tracy.
No, I wasn't here.
Oh, then John, were there any errors or omissions? Sorry, April. Excellent. All in favor? Wonderful. All right. Members are to state any pecuniary interest in the general nature thereof before items are discussed. Are there any declarations? I see none. Parts of lot 11 and 12, concession 7 in the geographic township of Sebastopol, located on Rosine Road. The purpose of the amendment is to rezone portions of this 80-hectare property to allow for a hunting and fishing camp on the 23 hectares of the property and to allow for limited residential use on the remaining 57 hectares of the property. The effect of the amendment is to 1, rezone 23 hectares from rural to rural exception 30 to permit a hunting and fishing camp only, and 2, rezone 57 hectares from rural to limited service residential to permit residential use. The public meeting is a requirement of the Planning Act. In accordance with the Planning Act, notice must be given at least 20 days before the public meeting is held. Would the clerk please report on the circulation of notice?
On September 17, 2025, the notice was circulated to all property owners within 120 meters of the subject property. It was mailed to the agencies as required under the Planning Act. The notice was also published in the Eagle Leader, and it appeared in the September 17, 2025 edition. A notice of the meeting was also posted on the township website.
Thank you. The 20-day notice having been given, I now declare this meeting properly constituted to transact its business. Would the clerk please report on any written comments received?
There wasn't any.
Thank you. Do any of the members of the public wish to speak to the amendment? Does the owner or agent for the property wish to speak to the amendment? Are there any questions or comments from council? John?
No, the question I had was about the minutes, and that's okay, I don't.
Oh, okay. You sure?
I'm close, but yes.
Okay. This therefore completes the public meeting process. Council will give careful consideration to the arguments for and or against the zoning amendment requested for this property. The bylaw will be brought forward to the October 21st, 2025 meeting of council for consideration of passing. Should this bylaw be passed, a notice of passing will then be circulated as required under the Planning Act, and there would be an appeal period after the notice of passing was sent out of 20 days. Any person wishing to receive written notice of the adoption of the amendment being considered at this meeting must leave their name and mailing address with the township clerk in writing or using the chat function if attending by Zoom conferencing. As required by section 3414.5 of the Planning Act, council is required to inform the public of who is entitled to appeal to the Ontario Land Tribunal under sections 34, 11, and 19. Under section 3411, if council decides to refuse an application or refuses or neglects to make a decision on an application with 120 days of the municipal clerk receiving the application, the applicant or the Minister of Municipal Affairs and Housing may appeal to the Ontario Land Tribunal by filing an appeal with the clerk of the municipality. Section 3419, not later than 20 days after the giving of the notice of passing of the bylaw, the applicant, any person or public body who made the oral submission of a public meeting or made a written submission to council before the bylaw was passed, or the Minister of Municipal Affairs and Housing may appeal to the Ontario Land Tribunal by filing an appeal with the clerk of the municipality. I declare this public meeting closed and adjourned at 5:26 p.m. Thank you.
Merv, I'm gonna log you off, but I'm gonna email you the council link
Oh.
now, okay?
Are you here for the public meeting?
I was. All right,